Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with porn actress Lily Craven. Adult Site Broker is proud to announce the launch of our new website at adultsitebroker.com. We've added some enhancements to the site, such as FAQs and a complete new platform. The look and feel of the new site are nice and up to date. The new site also has links to our marketplace and affiliate program. Plus, don't forget ASB Marketplace, the first platform where you can buy and sell adult sites and domains for free. ASB Marketplace allows buyers and sellers a chance to come together on properties that are valued below our company's minimum of $50,000. Don't pay for other marketplaces when ASB Marketplace gives you the service for free. Visit asbmarketplace.com and sign up as a seller or a buyer today. And of course, there's ASB Cash, the first affiliate program for an adult website brokerage where you can earn as much as 20% of our broker commission referring sellers and buyers to us at Adult Site Broker. Check out asbcash.com for more details and to sign up. Now let's feature our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to introduce for sale a hentai site network. The company has an Italian hentai pay site and the most popular Italian hentai free site, plus a popular game pay site. The free site has Italian hentai comics and videos and 52,000 daily views. The adult Italian game site makes over 40,000 euros a month. The hentai comics and video site makes over 11,000 euros monthly. There are also Telegram channels for the sites that are included, as well as a Patreon page. All of the sites have a ton of content, and the traffic is mostly organic. No advertising has been purchased. This is an amazing opportunity for anyone with hentai or game traffic. Only 1.5 million euros. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is adult actress Lily Craven. Lily, thanks for being with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Well, it's really nice to have you, Lily. Now, always nice to be had too. So,
Yes.
MILF performer Lily Craven has been in the industry for 5 years. She started as a webcam model, and now she does adult videos. Her niches are big toys, dirty talk, big boobs, and taboo role play. Her favorite niche is the extreme mommy fetish, Dommy Mommy. I want to hear about that. This
Yes.
role allows her to interact with one of her many followers. She does Build-A-Whore custom videos and pics. The customer tells her what to say, what to do, what to wear, and what toys to play with, and she makes a custom video and pictures just for them. Her most recent endeavor is hosting her podcast, Phone Sex with Lily, which yours truly has been a guest on. Now, she interviews adult industry talent in front of and behind the camera. Phone Sex with Lily can be heard on Spotify, Anchor, and now SkyhawkAfterDarkTV.com. So, Lily, and by the way, doing your podcast was so much fun.
My goodness.
Yeah, especially the sex talk at the beginning. That was pretty fucking hilarious. Anyway,
Yeah, we did take it in a funny direction, didn't we?
yeah, I decided to throw you. Anyway,
You did.
yeah, well, I do my best. So, tell me the story. Because you got started late. So tell me the story of how you got into the business in the first place.
Oh, goodness. So I did start late. I started at 40 years old, going through a divorce. And it was somewhat my motivation starting was revenge on a cheating ex-husband. And so I put myself in school full time. And I knew I needed a college education to work because I had been a homemaker for years.
They still have those, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of a spoiled homemaker. Yes. So I was at home.
That's a niche all in itself.
Oh, it really is. So I started selling content out of my inbox on Messenger on Facebook.
Hmm.
And after that, I caught a 90-day ban, which we all
I was
know
going to ask
about.
you. I was going to ask you how long
Yeah.
it took you to get banned.
Many, many times. So, yeah, I caught a 90-day one and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my extra income that I'm, bringing in money. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And one of my customers said, hey, have you heard of webcam modeling? Chatterbait. And I was like,
Hmm.
chatter what? So he showed me Chatterbait and I'm like, I can do that. So, of course, as you know, my technology is really, really behind.
You're
So
catching
I
up,
had to learn
and
how
you
to.
have a very good coach.
Oh, thank goodness for you, because I'm telling you, the way I learned with Chatterbait to get my devices, your little interactive toys set up, is I went to
Mm,
the Geek Squad at
mm,
Best Buys and I pulled a lady
God.
aside and I said, I need your help, because you can't ask your friends, your kids, you just can't ask those people.
Uh-huh.
And so I started doing that and I stayed solo all that time. And then with the goals that I have, I felt it was time and necessary to progress into filming.
Mhm.
And I started that 2019. Was that the last AVN award show?
Yeah.
2019? Yes.
No,
So
no, 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 no. It was 2020 was the last one.
oh yeah, because it's in January. So it was
Right.
January 2020 is when I did my first shoot, and
Hmm.
it has gone from there.
Wow. It hasn't been all that long.
No, not at all.
So, what did you do before you joined the industry? You talked about being a homemaker.
Oh, well, I was a wife and a homemaker, and my ex-husband wanted me to go out to PF Chang's with my friends and have Chinese food and wear
Hmm.
neon and
It's rough.
thigh high boots and keep changing my clothes all day. And
Wow.
so that's what I was doing before,
That
just
sounds like
living the
that
good
sounds like
life.
a really tough job.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, I was loving it. That's why I was so angry when the rug gets pulled out from underneath you. You're like, damn it!
Yep.
Like that was a pretty good life. So everything was great. We also had an oil field trucking company and an oil field storage company that
Oh,
we ran
jeez.
together. So that was fun, but
Well,
short
didn't you?
lived.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Well, let me stop you though. Didn't you get half of all that?
I did half of the business, but have I physically like got it yet? 5 years later, no. I'm working on that.
It's still so the divorce is still ongoing.
No, it's totally over with, and it's been since 2018. You can have a lien on a house and stuff like that, but that
Mhm.
doesn't mean you have money in your pocket.
Oh shit.
So I'm working on that one. It's a whole nother podcast story.
Okay. Well, yeah, you feel
Yeah.
free. Feel free. We got all the time you want.
Oh goodness. So yes, I'm in the process of working on that. But I did receive judgment for half the business.
Okay. I
So
think you
that,
need
yeah,
I think you need a better lawyer or a better collector to one of the two.
that's what I hired. Yes, that's where I'm at now. But I had an excellent lawyer. Just
Okay.
it's time to collect.
Oh boy.
I'm too nice.
I'm telling you, I'll fly out for the party from Thailand when you're ready because I have a feeling
Okay.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, but it was I hope so. But yeah, I'm just too nice. Like if you cry to me or you say that you have a sob story, I will listen, and
Hmm.
I feel bad for people and I just
Right.
let things go by all the time because of that.
Don't do it on this one.
I'm a softie. Yeah, I'm not.
Don't do it on this one.
I'm not this time.
So how has getting into the business changed you, both good and bad?
Well, I have to say, when I started, I was at, as far as my self esteem, self worth, was probably at the lowest I've ever been in my life. I was
Hmm.
taken from, being the happiest I believe I've ever been.
Hmm.
And I've had a good life in general, but down to the lowest point, the darkest point. And my followers, they made me feel important, like I was
Sure.
wanted, that I was pretty, that I
Hmm.
mattered. They took
Yeah.
interest in my life. They've always been there, and it pretty much saved me. I mean, I wasn't like suicidal or anything, but I was
Hmm.
really, really low on myself,
Right.
and it gave me the oomph to keep going, to do better, to try more. And
Mm-hmm.
I am forever grateful for the people who have always supported me during that time when there
Mm-hmm.
was no one else.
Yeah.
So it's empowered me.
Yeah.
I become financially independent for the first time in my life.
Congratulations.
So a lot, yeah, it's really been. I can't tell you enough what the industry has done for me as a person, just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's brought me out of my shell.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
You were in a
I know
you
now
were
that I
you
can
were
do
wait,
something.
wait. You were in a shell?
Not yes and no. I think I've been more reserved after my divorce, a lot more reserved, just careful
Yeah.
with who I'm around and the people that I choose to interact with. I'm
Mm-hmm.
much very very cautious.
Yeah.
So I think yes, I was a little bit in a shell, but most of my life, no, I was the cheerleader and kind of outgoing, kind of
Why
the
am I
loud
not
one.
surprised? Why am I not surprised? And how has the business changed you in a negative sense?
Oh, I don't know. The one thing that I would say that bothers me would be the image, I think, that comes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I am quite conservative when it comes to adult entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
and I have two different beliefs. I love the industry. I love being part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I there's this is the first time in my life I belong somewhere. Like I truly
Mm.
feel like I matter and I belong.
Sure.
Even with the people in the industry,
Right.
they're incredible.
Yep.
And I've always like been even in college it was just awkward. Like I wasn't cool. People are like, "Oh, I bet you everybody would love you." And I'm like, "No, not really." Like I was like the old lady in the back of the classroom. So it's kind of funny, but I think there's some beliefs that I juggle back and forth with your belief system of that. I think that it does affect society negatively. I think I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that there's the pros and cons of the industry, and
Oh,
that's
sure.
where I go back and forth
Mm-hmm.
in my own head, and I do talk out of the two sides of my face.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often it's you're like, wait a minute, you just said this, and I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
this, and they kind of clash.
So what you're saying is your conservative beliefs kind of clash against what you do for a living?
Yes,
Hmm.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Interesting.
And it's not necessarily my conservative, yeah, it is your belief system that creates it, but
Mm-hmm.
I am a person that for some reason I have a wall like built up, and I don't really think it's a wall that I have any explanation of why it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But on the set, pushing yourself a little bit further and stuff, I am just so reserved
Hmm.
when shooting. I'm very monogamous. Like I'm just a monogamous person, so
Mm-hmm.
going, being with different people, it's just not as comfortable as I wish it would be.
Well,
I
it
want to
takes
be a slut.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
try anything to be a slut. Like I really, really try. So,
Well, it takes some time. I would imagine, based on your being married for I don't know how many years.
well, which one?
Okay, but
One
being
was
married.
long, but the last one was 5 years.
Okay, I mean, being married for a while and being monogamous. God, I can't even say the goddamn word.
I know.
Um, so being that way, I would imagine then getting into an industry where you're having sex with different partners. I would imagine that would be a little difficult.
Yeah, but doesn't everybody kind of? Oh, I guess they don't start off like that because quite a few people
No,
I know in the industry are already swingers or they're
right,
sexually like they are just so free spirited. Like
right.
I envy that when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, why can't I just relax and like
Mm-hmm.
allow that to happen or have fun?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's things that dark clouds that hang over me like disease and stuff. Like I can't get it out of my head.
Mm.
So I think it affects me, and I
Sure.
don't want anyone to see me like per se slutting around, but yet I want to be a slut. So I
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm.
I think
I
it's
don't
just
know.
the way your belief system. I think it
Hmm.
conflicts with what I believe or I thought I believed in.
Well, maybe they have classes for
Oh,
such things.
I was going to say, I need Jesus for because I don't know
Need
what
some
I
slut. We
believe.
need some slut classes. Yeah, I'm sure
Yes,
they
I
teach. I'm
do.
sure they teach them somewhere.
Please. If they did, I'll be the first one to sign up.
Google it.
How do you, yeah, I'm going to watch. I'm going to get back to you on that one.
Please do. Okay.
Slut 101.
Hey, there you go. I'm sure they teach it at every fine university.
If
So,
you find, yeah.
so how has the university thing? You see, I've got university on my
Oh, yeah,
mind.
sorry. Yeah.
So, besides what you've already mentioned, how has the industry been beneficial to you?
I would say something I definitely benefit from the self employment. I never imagined in my life, like I'm from San Diego. When you
Hmm.
grow up there, people are not self employed there. You work for people. I currently live in Colorado where everybody is self employed. They all have their own businesses.
Interesting.
Not everybody, but quite a big chunk. We are a self employed community, entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
So just learning that I can actually operate my own business, be my own boss it's incredible. It's
Hmm.
overwhelming.
Sure.
It's very overwhelming. It's a lot of hit and miss. I self teach myself everything. So if things don't quite sound right in the beginning, it's because it's because I taught myself.
Well,
But
that's good.
yeah, you just have to keep trying and learning. It's very intimidating, I would say self-employment is in the
Hmm.
industry.
Interesting.
And also people trying to take advantage of you is constant.
Really?
It
How
just
so?
yeah, for me, I think those kind of people and I'm well aware of it. So I definitely thank goodness I'm aware of it. So I'm like a magnet for these kind of people. But
Hmm.
I've managed to stay pretty safe.
That's good.
Meaning I don't feel like I'm going to be physically attacked, but I'm just saying the scams or people taken advantage of or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It happens quite a bit, and it starts to happen in front of my eyes, and I catch it.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Well,
but the stuff I've
At
learned,
least Ron Jeremy's behind bars.
yeah, no shit. I know. Can you believe that?
I believe
Gosh,
him.
the
Yeah.
things they used to do back then.
Uh-huh. Wasn't that
Yeah.
long
Wow.
ago. Wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. Oh,
So you got your degree during the pandemic. What field
I
was it
did.
in? Obviously wasn't in being a slut. So what field was it in and why?
Kind of, it was. No,
Oh,
my
really? Okay.
professors did not know that they were teaching me marketing management, which is my degree for
Ah,
the adult industry.
very good.
They had no idea. So, I
They
knew
had no
right
idea
away
what you
when
were
I
gonna they had no idea what you were gonna do with it, right?
no. No, I didn't one time I had a professor say, "Why are you sleeping like at her?" I was 9 a.m. I'm sleeping on her desk, during her class. And she's like, "What do you do for a living, or what do you do at night?" And I'm like, "If I tell you, I have to kill you. Like I cannot tell you."
Hmm.
So I definitely there was only one professor. She was retiring, and at the end of the paper, I it was my final paper. I
Hmm.
revealed what I did, and I
Yeah.
think it was a small business class, so we had to
Yeah.
create a. So I ended up saying what I did, and she wrote back, "This is the most profound paper I've ever read,"
Wow.
and that was it. And then she retired, so nobody knew what I did.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to keep it to yourself, especially in academia.
Yes. Oh, I believe so. Most definitely. That would
So,
not have been received well, I
so
don't
how
believe at
was
all.
it getting your degree during the pandemic? It must have had some challenges.
Well, I actually was lucky enough that I graduated right at the beginning, spring. So what it was it,
Yeah,
May 2020 is when I graduated. So I never hit the pandemic, like as far as not being able to go to school. I think
great.
my final classes it was that darn accounting class I took 5 times. That was online. So I finished that one out and that was it for me, luckily, but I didn't get to walk and that was, a disappointment. I
Sure.
envisioned me receiving my diploma and that was
Yeah.
a lot of good motivation for me while having my kids watch or my
Oh
family
yeah.
just
Oh
watch
yeah.
me accomplish this. And that
Sure.
was a big deal for me. And then
Yes.
instead, it just blinked on the monitor screen real
That
quick and
sucks.
it was gone.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's such a wonderful moment for everyone, but I would imagine as a mom, it would have been an even more proud moment.
Yeah, and that happened to one of my kids was a senior. So, and
Oh
he was
wow.
actually the valedictorian. So
Oh
they
wow.
ended up, yeah, they ended up doing um months later, like in July, they did a ceremony outside on the football field. So I was so grateful that he got that
Oh.
opportunity, but I got to be there for that. So,
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
yes.
So, are you in a relationship or do you date?
No, no, no. I after my divorce, I decided to push dating aside and
Hmm.
just take care of me. While I'm building my business, I started to realize this could cause difficulties dating
Do
because
you think?
I yeah, I don't want someone who is okay. Oh gosh, here's the conflicting language.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
I don't want
That makes
someone who's
sense.
okay with what I do, but
Yeah,
I will not
I get
stop
it.
for anyone.
I get it.
Um, but there's a character and a personality that comes along with someone who is just fine with it, and I'm to
Well,
each their own. I wish
almost pimp like.
gosh, that's a hard one to agree with, but
No,
um
we in our industry we call ourselves sex workers.
yes. I see. That's where I just don't have a problem with the other people doing it. And if there was that person that could truly come in and be supportive, but I want to be monogamous with that person. I want him
Yeah,
to be monogamous with me. I don't want it to be a pass
right.
that he can go do what he wants. I don't think anyone would understand that it truly, truly is work for me.
Yeah,
This is not about sex.
yeah.
It's part of the job.
Okay.
So I don't believe that and if I get someone in the industry, I don't want that. I don't want someone sleeping with everyone.
Yeah.
Just
No,
for
I get it.
me,
I get it.
it's not what I envision on a partner. So
Hmm.
what I do is I just completely avoid it.
Yeah.
I just don't date at all.
Yeah. That makes for an interesting question. How is sex different for you when you're performing?
Oh, it's very different.
Okay.
Well, sometimes you have chemistry, but not
Hmm.
necessarily a connection.
Right.
Um, you are a little. It's so staged quite often. It's
Hmm.
like, give me 2 minutes of this. Give me, blow him for 30 seconds. Bend over, do this. Point at the camera. Open up.
Hmm.
It's just like it's just moves.
Yeah.
It's almost easier to do than sex in real life because I don't have
Hmm.
sex in real life. I just don't.
I guess
I do it
not.
on the set. I got a lot of I fuck myself every day on can I cuss?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, I do myself every day on webcamming, on
Yeah.
Chatterbait, Lily
Yeah.
40.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
So, I
You
mean,
should be
I'm
you
happy.
should be plenty horny at that age, yes.
I am. I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
Women in their 40s are like,
Yep.
"Wow."
I know. I know.
So, yeah, it's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
But I don't
My
need to
wife is
feed it.
45, so
Oh, so am I. See, she's frisky, huh?
uh-huh. She can be. I'm not going to go into this anymore and just, not to
No, you
upset
don't
her,
have
but
to because I
okay.
am in the same boat. I get
Yes,
it.
indeed.
I get it.
So so tell me about your podcast. How did you come up with the idea?
Oh gosh. Okay, so I was asked by a station to stand in and do some interviews with some porn stars, just sort of to help him take off his workload.
Mhm.
And so I said, okay, I can do that. I started, interviewing some porn stars. And then I went, gosh, this is so boring. And it's not because my guests were boring. It's just I wasn't bringing what a good sounding podcaster or an entertainer can. I wasn't bringing it.
That's
And
surprising
so,
because you sure do now.
oh goodness. Yeah, but see, I'm starting to get a little more comfortable because, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
I've never even listened to a podcast in my life
Hmm.
until after I started these interviews.
I hadn't listened to many either, but then again,
Never.
I have a radio background, so that kind of
Yes.
yeah.
I didn't even know the difference. I didn't know what a podcast and radio was. I came in this completely blind.
Many don't.
So I was just recording with a handheld recorder with a speakerphone and just asking the questions. I would send it off to the station. He would edit, post it. I didn't even listen to my own stuff.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, this is boring. So I was thinking this is audio only and what sells? Well, sex sells
Yes.
and I'm on the phone, so why not have phone sex with my guests?
Perfect.
And yeah, so I have phone sex unknowingly in the beginning. My guests don't know until right beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't prepare for it.
Right.
And I just have fun. I haven't had anyone run away yet.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's a
Yeah.
blast. I had a, I had a very good time, and I had a good time with you trying to freak you out. So anyway,
Yes.
so what are the challenges and what are the benefits for you of doing a podcast?
Oh, well, the challenges are the whole podcast in general. um, I would say the technology behind it,
Yeah,
but once like there's so much information available out there online
there is.
that you can teach yourself. We were talking about this earlier. You definitely can teach yourself. Um, it's just intimidating.
Mhm.
But once, I dove in when I didn't even finish. So with the radio station, I ended up going off independently.
Okay.
And then when I did that, I was like, oh shit, I got to learn how to edit like
Mhm.
overnight. And I stayed up all night until I figured out how to splice it, cut it, split it, and
We'll
get it
talk. We'll
posted.
talk more after this interview because
Yeah,
I have a feeling you're
I'm
overthinking this. But
clueless.
anyway, yeah,
Oh,
no,
maybe.
not clueless, just overthinking it. Go ahead.
Probably. I tend to do that a lot. How
Yeah,
did you know?
I've noticed. Yeah.
So yeah. So then when I did that, I branched off, and I'm glad I did it. It gave me the kick in the butt to do it on my own, so I have control over it when it's
Hmm.
airing, how it sounds. Like I just had no control over it,
Right.
and I do
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So when I say it's my show, it truly is my show. No one else. I'm not depending on anyone to put it out there. If there's a
Yeah.
mistake, it's mine,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
wasn't before. So,
Okay.
so
All right.
yes.
So back to challenges and benefits.
Okay. So the challenge is definitely just learning really, really quick how to do it.
Yep.
Being thrown in the pool without the life jacket, and then, but I learned really well that way.
Hmm.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Hmm.
The challenges and the what else?
Well,
The
the
benefits.
challenges and the benefits. Yeah.
The benefits would be, I am networking like crazy.
Hmm.
I have met so many incredible people that I
Isn't it
didn't
great?
even know exist. I don't watch porn,
Yeah.
so and I
Me
really
either.
never have. You got the 45-year-old at home.
Yes.
but
Or
but
as I
I d-
or as I said on the podcast, I've never needed porn. I live in Thailand.
yeah, there you go. So I don't live in Thailand and I don't watch porn.
There you
So
go.
I think that when I meet these people, I don't even know that these parts of the industry exist.
Yeah.
And when you meet so many people, because I interview behind the camera as well,
Yes, you do.
and it really when you just see all the components that bring it all together, and it's really neat. I've met such great people.
Yes.
I can't even say they are just they're characters. They're
Hmm.
full of personalities. They're
Yep.
genuine, free
Hmm.
spirited. more than any class of people I've ever met, besides
Yes.
the swingers. They're fun. But
Yes.
they're just free
Yes.
spirited.
Yes, you had Corlin on.
Oh, I love her. I love her. I went to a swingers.
that's how we connected was through Corlin.
Yes. And I went to a swingers event with her in
Oh God.
Miami.
Oh God.
I'll tell you. Woo!
Yeah, she is a
I
first class
love her.
doll. I've had her on twice, and we're
I adore
finally
her.
going to get to meet. I think in either L.A. or Vegas. So really looking forward to that. And
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
hoping,
she's
and
great.
I'm gonna meet you there too. I think.
Yes, I'm going to be. I plan on being there. And
Good. Good.
Carlin and I are like we stick together at these events.
Awesome.
So she's like an idol to me. She's a mentor, someone I look up to.
Yep. You guys have
We're the
you
same.
two have a lot. You two have a lot in common. Starting in the
Yes,
business late,
yes.
being moms, having been
The age, yep,
married.
everything.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I don't think those things are that unusual. There are a pretty good amount of women. Vicky Vett started late in the business.
Yes,
Vicky's been on my podcast, and Vicky is wonderful.
they're
So,
just amazing people.
yep,
I
yep.
think this older. It's really nice that MILF is the thing because everybody loves a MILF.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
love the movie.
yeah, so pretty much like there isn't anyone that doesn't like us, but I think we're being recognized as women who have completed like the child years and the families, and now it's time to take care of us. And I think
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
just a sexiness about it.
Right.
Um life experience, sexual experience, we
Hmm.
just bring it, and we
Absolutely,
really do. We do.
absolutely. Okay. So, who's been your most interesting interview so far? But of course,
Oh god.
except besides me, who's been your most interesting interview so far? You can't say me. Sorry.
It was you,
Oh,
the adult
okay.
site broker.
Oh, okay.
I
Now
have
tell us the truth.
I have to say I recently did the Baldo one, which I had mentioned to you.
Yeah, I saw that
It's
video
so
you sent me.
different.
Oh my God. Yes.
And so that one, I have to say I liked it because first, he wasn't even really industry. He's just invented this in his own bedroom.
Yeah.
And then it's a product that's the first of its kind, which is
Yeah.
something fuck someone with your balls.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to Google. It's BALDO, and
BALLDO.
oh
Two
yeah,
L's.
right. There are
Yeah.
two L's in balls, right?
Yeah.
BALLDO, and yeah, I
.com.
should know that. I have them.
Yeah.
And watch that video. My only criticism as a marketing guy at heart is it's a little long for a marketing video, but it's friggin' hilarious.
It's almost like, have you seen the Squatty Potty video?
No, but I can imagine.
Yeah, I think they did that or I saw it on the Howard Stern show, but it was the Squatty Potty, and it was like just classic hilarious. It's really long like that too. But
Mm,
yeah, so that product, I would have to say, because he literally invented this out of the air, in his bedroom.
mhm.
He's not industry related. Well,
Right,
he wasn't.
right.
And the product is the first of its kind. It's
Oh, sure.
having sex with your balls. And it
Yeah,
addresses things like impotence. It's
true,
just something different.
true.
And he's sending me one that I get to try out. And I don't have balls, but I'm going to find
Well,
someone.
I was about to ask you about that when you said he was sending
I
you one.
Yes, I'm gonna find a set of balls. I'm really hoping for JMac, but that's just another show too. I'm really hoping for him, but I'm waiting for it to come. And then when I find some balls, I'm gonna make the first porn because no one's done a porn with the Baldo.
There you go. Boy, that'll be good for them. That'll be good for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to somebody who used them first. I don't know. I'm a little careful with my balls. But anyway. Okay.
Yes,
So
that's what he said. A lot of people are worried about the sensitivity. But anyways, okay. I'll
yeah,
report back.
big freaking time. Okay. So you interview a lot of behind the camera talent. Why is that?
Because they, I think, are not recognized enough. They are really the backbone of it all. They're the foundation, the backbone. They are what makes it work. your lights, your cameras, your
Mm-hmm.
writers, your brokers, your just
Mm-hmm.
everything comes together. And then the person in front of the camera is recognized. But it's because of all of
Sure.
them that they're there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I would definitely have to say, yes, I think that they're not noticed enough and they're fascinating. The things
Mm.
they do, how they get into the industry
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
blows my mind. Some of them, the stories are just, they're great. They're really, really
Absolutely.
great. How, and most of us fall into it somehow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. I sure did.
Yeah.
So you attended 3 Exotica expos this year. You referred
Yes.
to it earlier. What role did you take on, and did you do any shooting there?
I got to do media this year.
Hmm.
So I went for the station that I was on, and I
Ah.
got to go around interviewing people at their booths. I've had a booth before at
Mm-hmm.
Exotica.
Yeah.
I've been just a person walking around, um, and being media was just great. I just met so many people. I
Mm-hmm.
got to talk with them more than walking around. Like you get to ask them questions and
Mm-hmm.
interesting things about themselves or what
Sure.
they're doing there. And then also, well, yeah, you get to talk to people in depth a
Yep.
lot more. So I really, really enjoyed that. I can't wait to do it again.
Absolutely. So, what's the most bizarre request you've had from a fan?
So I don't know, I tell you, I attract like the most amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they tend to want me to watch their whatever their fetish is.
Okay.
And I assume it's because I'm quite animated, like it's real when I'm in shock. And I am in shock quite a few times. But I would have to say the CBT guy, cock and ball torture, would be he wanted me to watch him shove 15 Q-tips down the tip of his dick,
Oh,
and he did
ouch.
one at a time, and he
Mm.
uses hand sanitizer, a whole bottle on it, and he the last time he started to light it on fire,
Oh,
I
jeez.
was like, "Stop! Stop! You
Mm.
can't do this. I'm not."
That just makes
So
that just
it was.
makes
I
me
can't watch that.
cringe and feel in pain. Just the way you describe it.
Oh, the nail file was pretty good.
Oh, fuck.
The pliers, those were good.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a lot to watch, and it's hard because I don't like to see someone hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So that's a conflict too for me.
Hmm.
Like when the fire came in, I was done. I said, "We're not. No, don't do it." And he didn't. He did light it on fire actually 3 times,
Oh,
but I was
jeez.
like, "Stop!" And he stopped.
Oh my god. Oh
So
my
yeah,
god.
that would be
That's
my. Well, there's one
yeah.
more.
Okay. Go
There's
for it.
one more. So the weirdest request would have been he wanted me to pee on the floor and then mop it up with my tits and be a human mop.
Hmm.
I passed. I gave it to
Yeah,
someone
well,
else.
that sounds a little gross. Yeah. Okay.
I just don't do things that are like humiliating or degrading. I'll
Hmm.
humiliate the crap out of someone else, but
Well,
I
yeah,
won't do it to
then he'd
myself.
have a video of it and he'd probably upload it and yeah, so no, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I
Not a
don't
good.
know.
You don't want to do
Yeah, that's like being
you don't
eating
want to do
ass.
anything that other people can watch that you'll be humiliated by. Porn is great, but
Yeah, like eating ass.
yeah.
That's
Well,
my no-no.
okay. Well, I get it. I get it. Wouldn't
In
be
the bedroom, okay, possibly, but not on film.
wouldn't be my cup of tea either. Trust me. I prefer to eat other things.
Yes.
So, if money if money wasn't an obstacle, what role would you be playing in the industry?
Oh, I would definitely be shooting like producing and being my own studio
Hmm,
because I'm full of ideas. The ideas
interesting.
come to me constantly. So, and they're good ideas.
Yeah.
I know they are. I just can't bring them to life. Often I give them away because I
Hmm,
I want to see it happen, but I can't. usually it's finances why you can't bring something to life.
Well,
So
that's today.
yeah, but that yes, but that doesn't mean tomorrow I
Yeah,
can't.
that's certainly something to strive for, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely.
Good.
Definitely. But there's just so many ideas. They come to me constantly.
That's okay. Write them down
Yep.
and keep them. Don't give them away.
That's exactly what I do. Maybe
Give
when I get
Giving
my
away, yeah,
divorce money.
yeah, exactly. Because giving away good, well, don't invest all of it
Maybe.
in our business. Giving away, giving away the old joke is. In fact, I read this. God, I was down in Cabo, and it was what did they call it? Oh, it was in the Gringo Gazette. I'll never forget. And they had in the Gringo Gazette, they asked a question: how do you get $1 million in Cabo? And the answer was you invest $2 million in a restaurant. So, so I think the same could very well hold true for our
Yes.
industry and production.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes. That's
so
true.
so tell me something about you that most people don't know.
I've never had a cavity in my life.
Okay, well, you would have been great for a Crest commercial, but maybe you can go a little further than that.
But I do go to the dentist too. So it's not because I don't
I'm
go
happy to.
and
Well, I'm
get them
happy to.
checked.
I'm happy to hear that.
I'm a very much a homebody. I'm
Mhm.
home a lot.
Okay.
I work probably 15 to 17 hours a day online,
Wow.
um, 7 days a week. It's a lot.
It is.
But and non-line meaning, calls and all kinds
Mhm.
of stuff.
Mhm. Sure.
But I would have to say that I am very much a homebody. I'm not a partier. I don't go out. I have a very select group of friends. When I go to the events, I do let loose and have
Mhm.
a lot of fun.
Good.
Um, but most people would think that I was a porn star. No, the typical, slut outgo and slut meaning in a good way.
Oh,
Like
well, of course.
I'm working on it.
Is there
But
wait, is
so
there a
the
bad
slut.
is there a bad way?
No, there's no bad way to see. It's
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
So, but I don't, yeah, like I said earlier, I don't date anything like that. So I'm pretty reserved and at home and I keep to myself.
Mhm.
But I have everybody online. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. If you don't
Oh,
have, like, I don't know anyone where I live except for the mechanic that ripped me off.
how
But that would
nice.
be pretty much it in
I
this
guess you
town.
and I guess you won't be inviting him for Thanksgiving, so.
No, no, not that one. I'm like, dude, are we still doing the like back in the day? Like, are we still doing this mechanic woman thing? Like, come on now.
Yeah,
So
believe it or not, it still
blows
exists.
my mind.
And the hilarious thing is, I know nothing about cars, and they've never tried to rip me off. But hey,
Yeah, yeah, no, because you're not a woman. Your boobs aren't big
yeah. Well, I got pretty nice
enough.
boobs, though. Yeah, you'll see when you meet me. Well,
Wait, no. So yeah,
this isn't video. This isn't video.
that's what I was
So
like. This. Oh, go ahead.
where can people find you?
So you can find me on Twitter at Lily Craven, and it's LILYCRAVENXXX. And you can see my website, which is lilycravenxxx.com. Facebook, I actually run a pay to play Facebook group still for 5 years. It's called Camp Morningwood, but we sell content out of our inbox, and you can contact me there directly, and I will interact with you. And I can do, video chats, make you custom videos, sell pre made videos, you name it, sell panties. I do it all. And that is lily.craven40 and chatterbait lily40.
There you go. And then
Yeah.
you'll do everything, but you won't mop with your tits.
No, not I just didn't want to, but I passed it on to someone else and she did a fabulous job.
I'm sure she did.
She did. She did. I always pass. If I don't do something, I will find someone that can do it.
Well, Lily, I'd really like to thank you for being our guest today on Adult Side Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again really soon.
I hope we see each other this year.
I'm
Or
look.
wait, it's not this year, 2022.
I will see you in a couple of months.
Yes. I look
Looking
forward to it. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you once again. My broker tip today is part 2 of how to buy a site. Last week we discussed first deciding the type of site you want to buy, then establishing what your budget is. Next, it's time to look for your new website. So where do you look? Well, Adult Site Broker is a great place to start. We always have a nice variety of website and non-website properties for sale, but if there's a particular type of site you want, we can also act as your buyer's broker to help you find just the right site. Other places to look are boards like xbiz.net and gfy.com, but to be completely honest, unless what you're looking for is a really low-end property, you're probably not going to find what you're looking for there. Of course, you could contact site owners yourself, but take it from someone who does this for a living. It's a major hassle, and it can be really hard to even find out who owns a site. Almost all adult sites use Whois privacy from their domain registrar, so when you send them an email, it will be to an anonymous address, and in most cases, the emails aren't returned. We have a huge database of sellers and generally know who owns what. And if it's a website of note, if we don't know who owns it, we can always find out. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be speaking with Leah Tannett of Pineapple Support. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Lily Craven. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.